The much-anticipated first curtain of the 2026 technical revolution in Barcelona has finally closed. The information blackout and veil of mystery cast over the paddock actually left us with one of the most transparent and striking datasets in history. No matter how much the teams tried to hide, the new power hierarchy of the paddock is no longer a secret as of the evening of January 31st. From Mercedes' bulletproof metronome-like reliability to Ferrari's sensational 1-minute 16.348 strike with Lewis Hamilton in the final seconds of the session, the first real power map of 2026 stands naked before us. These cars don't just undergo a radical visual change, they redefine the DNA of Formula One with active aerodynamics that shift the character of the air in milliseconds and next-gen engines that roar in the absence of the MGU-H. But why are these new beasts so prone to uncontrollably losing the rear at every corner entry, and why are drivers sweating behind the wheel like lion tamers? In this video, we will examine everything the Barcelona tests taught us through the paddock's most secret leaks and a pure engineering perspective. Before we dive into our detailed analysis, I would be very happy if you could support me in this journey by subscribing. Your support really encourages me to create new videos and contributes greatly to us becoming a huge F1 family. Now, let's begin to decode the complexities of 2026 and expose the hidden legacy of Barcelona. The Mercedes W17 left Barcelona as the undisputed benchmark, completing a total of 2,328.5 kilometers with George Russell and Kimi Antonelli. The Silver Arrows issued a stern warning to their rivals. This figure represents an extra half-day of testing distance compared to Ferrari. The statement from Mercedes engineers about achieving better-than-expected simulator correlation shows that the W17's core chassis geometry has been completely purged of past errors. Despite the removal of the MGU-H, the fact that both drivers praised the engine's drivability is proof that Brixworth is already delivering a masterclass. In this new era where electrical power jumps from 120 kilowatts to 350 kilowatts, Mercedes's battery management stability is strong enough to keep rivals awake. Mercedes is currently offering not just a car, but a platform of confidence that its rivals have yet to reach. Ferrari started Barcelona quietly but shocked the paddock on the final day with Lewis Hamilton's 1-minute 16.348 lap. The SF-26 arrived with a conservative Spec-A aerodynamic package. Despite this, gathering a dataset of over 2,000 kilometers shows how serious Maranello is about engine integration. Hamilton's positive feedback, stating, "This year started much better than last year," is directly linked to the car being one of the best at hitting the 768 kilogram weight limit through thin-wall casting technology. Despite not fully unleashing its performance, Ferrari managed to close the gap to Mercedes within 0.1 seconds. This is clear evidence that Ferrari could take the top spot with the massive aero updates they've saved for Bahrain. The SF-26 is currently the most dangerous sleeper hit of the paddock, and Hamilton's confidence makes the dream of an 8th title feel more real than ever. Red Bull's in-house engine division, RBPT Ford, delivered the biggest surprise of Barcelona. George Russell's statement that the quick adaptation of new manufacturers is incredible and surprising was a direct reference to the Red Bull Ford unit. Max Verstappen noted that the engine encountered no major issues, and that the drivability was far above expectations. Racing Bull's technical director Tim Goss calling the engine fantastic shows how strong the Ford support is on the software and hybrid fronts. Red Bull's 1-minute 18.2 on day 5 might look slow on paper, but Verstappen's 118 laps prove Red Bull focused on mapping and harvesting rather than raw speed. After a difficult middle session where spares had to be flown in from Milton Keynes, the resilience shown by the RB22 was enough to spook the paddock. Red Bull has transformed from the biggest unknown into the biggest threat. The AMR26, Adrian Newey's first masterpiece for Aston Martin, was visually the most radical car in the paddock. The Seagull nose, underbite side pods, and periscope inlets show the car was born with a completely different aero philosophy. Although Aston Martin arrived late and is rumoured to be overweight, its aerodynamic potential was enough to alarm the paddock. Alonso's system checks with the blue rear light were the first trackside validations of Newey's famous flexible aero parts. While the harmony with the Honda engine isn't yet at 100%, the AMR26's complex floor geometry might be one of the most efficient solutions for downforce. The AMR26 is currently like a rough gem. It holds the potential to be the fastest on the grid in every detail once refined. Newey using this car as a laboratory signals moves that will keep rivals awake later in the season. The 2026 cars exhibit a completely different character on track. The removal of the MGU-H and a roughly 30% reduction in downforce have made the cars more aggressive and difficult to control in corners. Lando Norris's comment that the cars scrabble for grip proves that 2026 will be much more demanding. With the muffling effect of the MGU-H gone, engine sounds have taken on a rawer, higher revving tone. The engine continuing to rev during braking for battery charging, high rev harvesting, provides an unusual but exciting acoustic experience. The 350 kilowatt electrical power burst on straights ensures faster acceleration than ever. Described by Hamilton as more fun and slidey, but easier to catch, this new F1 has become an arena for pure driver skill. Now the champion won't just be the one with the fastest car, but the one who can tame the beast. Barcelona was a harsh test for the 2026 newcomers, Audi and Cadillac. Audi, led by Mattia Binotto, struggled with chronic mechanical issues and red flags for 3 days. Although they staged a comeback on the final day with Gabriel Bortoleto, Binotto's comment that the to-do list is the longest I've ever seen summarizes the gravity. On the Cadillac side, Bottas and Perez were in basic shakedown mode rather than chasing performance. Despite being slowest and having the lowest mileage, the Cadillac team seems satisfied. 2026 will be a learning year for Cadillac, but having a solid foundation like the Mercedes engine could allow that 4.5 seconds gap to close in Bahrain. For the newcomers, Barcelona was a brutal reality check. They learned the hard way that entering the Champions League requires not just a budget, but an engineering army analyzing every millisecond. The much talked about, mysterious, behind closed doors testing marathon in Barcelona has ended, and the first true technical snapshot of the 2026 Formula One world now stands before us in all its naked glory. Mercedes' bulletproof reliability, Ferrari's sensational speed strike with Lewis Hamilton, and the paddock-scaring engine potential of Red Bull Ford show that the top 3 spots in the new hierarchy are already claimed. However, these 5 days taught us not just about lap times, but how F1's DNA is being rewritten from scratch. We are entering a brand new era where engineers race active aerodynamics by the millisecond, and drivers are left alone with true beasts that must be tamed, leaving zero room for technical error. While the pieces will fully fall into place during the official tests in Bahrain, the legacy left by Barcelona points toward one of the most competitive, loudest, and most dramatic seasons in history being at our doorstep. This isn't just a car race, it's an engineering war, where 067/6 engine blocks push thermal limits and active aero algorithms dance with the wind. Will Ferrari's massive momentum with Hamilton be enough to stop Mercedes' flawless preparation, reminiscent of their famous 2014 dominance? Or will Adrian Newey's aerodynamic genius and Red Bull's new engine catch everyone off guard? Perhaps giants hiding in the back of the paddock, like Audi or Aston Martin, will flip the entire hierarchy with B-spec packages in Bahrain. To ensure you don't miss a single detail in this revolutionary season, and to examine the deepest telemetry data through the eyes of an engineer, it's very valuable to me that you are a part of the F1 Perspective family. Let's discuss this massive technical war and your favorite team's Barcelona report card in the comments. I will examine every leaked data point and telemetry detail with you one by one. Your technical insights and views are a true compass for us in understanding this complex 2026 power balance. We will continue to be in the deepest parts of the paddock, in the most secret corners of the garages to bring you the latest leaks. Until we continue deconstructing the 2026 revolution in our next technical analysis, take care. I wish you safe and fast exits from the pit at all times.